Brick Market. Experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Wednesday, the 9th day of July, 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. Again, seeing more and more vehicular accidents on our roads, many at roundabouts as well. And something that I've noticed in a few of the photographs that I've seen, plus yesterday morning actually seeing two cars on the roadway, in the middle of the road on an accident, changing lanes on a roundabout. It's a no-no. And people do it so often. Also, passing other vehicles going in the same direction on a curve, on a corner. Extremely dangerous as well. So, folks, if you don't know the rules of the road, you better learn them, because otherwise we see exactly what's happening on our roads. Those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable, and to remind you that the For the Record birthday shoutouts brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutouts. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. And again, this morning, we want to extend our sincere condolences to the family of Miss Griselda Ebanks. Also beautiful person, and so loved her Cayman Islands, loved her Cuba as well, and did so much to foster good relations between the two countries as well. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well, and to give a big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work. This morning, we have a guest in the studio, and we will be talking about Sea Sunday. So, initially, the phone lines will be closed so that we can talk about that. Happy to have in the studio with me this morning Miss Merle McGann, who is a Sea Sunday organizer, and also she is the person who introduced the the Sea Sunday, I want to say the idea, but the idea, goes, way back before that. But I introduced Sea Sunday to the Cayman Islands as well. Later on in the show, we will also be linking up via telephone with the president of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, Mr. Denston Tibbetts. We will be linking up by phone with him as well. So without any further ado, I want to say good morning again to Miss Merle, and welcome back to For the Record.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure to be here once again. Thank you.
Okay, so a little bit about Sea Sunday and Sea Sunday 2025. That will fall on the 13th of July. It's usually celebrated, what is it, the second Sunday?
Second Sunday in July, always.
Yeah.
So I think Cayman knows quite a bit about Sea Sunday now.
Yes,
but anyway, it was started actually in Wimbledon in the UK back in 1891 by the Apostolate of Prayer, which started to send reading material to ships at sea. Mm-hmm. And then came 1893 when the Society of St. Vincent de Paul literally took it over. And within this very long time, it has become a global celebration where all churches and all maritime associations, they come together on Sea Sunday to pray for and celebrate the lives of our seafarers. We don't think of it, but 93%, yes, 93% of all household and business amenities come to us through seafarers. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so, it is a big deal. They are a big deal. And, of course, there's no disputing the fact that our seafarers here in Cayman are our backbone. They built our financial industry. They built our tourism, the two pillars on which we still depend. So,
yep, you can continue to talk. Yes.
So once again, we are gathering at Seafarers Hall on Sunday. We will all go to church. And by the way, I want to say all churches for which there's an email address, you've all been sent the email. Some of you have responded, and I know that this year, well, now that everybody knows, there will be celebrations in the various churches for our seafarers. And I can't find words really to tell you how grateful our seafarers are that we would do something like this. So we go to church, we pray for our seafarers, and we have a celebration afterwards, which of course is taking place again this year at Seafarers Hall. It is not a public event. It is for members of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association. Okay. Their wives and their caretakers come along. And we put on a meal for them. We give them the opportunity to, take the podium and express themselves and their stories. I don't need to tell anybody, are all wonderful. Mm-hmm. And, we have speeches and so on. We carry on for about 2.5, 3 hours, depending on how much fun they're having. And I would like to say as well, before I get on to this, all our politicians, you're welcome to come along if you wish. The door is open to you.
Yes, okay.
However, it is not a political affair whatsoever. This is about our faith, and our full focus is on our seafarers. So come along by all means. But don't bring any politics with you. The media also, every year, thank you, you all show up, and that's all wonderful. But I'm asking you this year, if you can, please, because we're very busy and it's very difficult when you come along and expect to interview Deniston or myself. It's hard on us because, again, we're busy. So if you want to get information, you can find me on Facebook, or my number is 916-6214. I'll be happy to answer your questions in advance. And then when you come on Sunday, you can take your pictures and do your story. Mm-hmm. Another thing that's very, very important, please. This is not an event for children. Please, you're not allowed to bring any small children. There is no provision whatsoever for kids, okay? And you'll be sorry. So no small kids, please. Yeah? I've been overwhelmed with the response of our sponsors. Every year it just gets better and better. And this year I didn't have to ask twice. So let me please thank the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman. I want to thank CEL, Cayman Airways, Tricia's Roses, Foster's, Kirk, the Caymanian Times, and Compass Media. And here I am once again at Radio Cayman, which without our sponsors it would not happen, So all good stuff.
Is there each year? Is there a particular theme that is followed?
Every year a theme comes to mind, and this year the theme is the dew of prayer, and interesting you asked that question, because the seafarers actually requested that the speeches that I make concerning the theme be included in the program.
Okay.
So what I will say, both opening and closing, is about the dew of prayer. Our dear Mr. Andre Ebanks, who, yes, is our premier, Andre will be doing the opening prayer. He will also be speaking on the theme, the dew of prayer. We have Mrs. Susie Soto, who is going to be praying the Psalms and tying in the Cayman Maritime Heritage Foundation. And, that's a 1.5-inch book there. But she will be speaking, and I am delighted to have Mr. Frankie Flowers Jr., who is going to be speaking on the dew of prayer in relation to gratitude to our seafarers. We will have our moment of silence where we will remember a number of seafarers and seafaring wives who have passed away this year. And it's going to be a wonderful occasion, as it always is. So.
Okay, with that, we're going to take our first commercial break. And before we go there, just to recognize the birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola. We've been asked to send out birthday greetings to Robert Lee Campbell, who's turning 39 years of age today, and love and blessings coming from his sister, father, and the extended family as well. So Bobby Campbell. And we also see that Jennifer Watson celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday to Jennifer Watson. Also Gloria Glidden celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to her as well. So Gloria Glidden, Jennifer Watson, and Bobby Campbell all celebrating birthdays today. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Thomas Abraham Ebanks, 1882 through 1964. Mr. Abram is regarded as one of the patriarchs of West Bay. He started his life as a seaman and was miraculously saved during a storm that hit the Cayman Islands. Later in his seafaring career, he captained a mailboat which plied between Fort Myers and Okeechobee, Florida. Mr. Abram also pioneered the captive rearing of green turtles in Newtown or Governor Sound. Later in life, he started a small store. To augment his income, he became the collector of taxes in West Bay. When the government discontinued the discharge of cargo at West Bay, Mr. Abram was made the assistant warehouse keeper in Georgetown. His greatest contribution to the district was as an elder of the West Bay Presbyterian Church. Over the years, he influenced many young people to follow the straight path by his sermonettes and by his own example.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me this morning is Miss Merle McGann, who is the person who introduced Sea Sunday to the Cayman Islands. She is the organizer of Sea Sunday, working along with the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association. And I believe this is what, the fifth year, Miss Merle?
This is our fifth year that we're doing it. And I rotate, or should I say we rotate. We do 1 year in Grand Cayman, and then the next year we go over to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. So next year the plan would be the Sister Islands, which we did that in 2022, and it was absolutely fabulous. We made a whole weekend of it, and with over there the kids were included, and we went down on the beach, and they had their bouncing castles and their snow cones and this, that, and the other, everything they wanted. We had a candlelight service on the beach, and we had Pastor French preaching from the last catboat that was built, which is the ownership of, it was built by Liz Walton's dad, and he preached from that. And then when we went for the formal luncheon, he talked about that and how wonderful it was that he'd never done anything like that, preaching from a catboat. So it's, all I can say is it's a God calling, and every year it just gets better and better. And I'm grateful that I answered the call to do it.
Yep. I see here also, this is from the Independent Catholic News, their website. They speak about the fact that Sea Sunday 2025, the Vatican calls seafarers and fishers pilgrims of hope, prophets of peace.
Correct, yeah.
And it appears as if we still have about 1.8 million seafarers, throughout the world.
Right, and if you look now, for example, in the war zone, I forget the area, but the other day they were showing how many ships are endangered with the war. And oh goodness, at one I saw one map where so many ships, they were like stars, and the seafarers they're in great danger still. They really sacrifice a lot for us.
And it is timely, for Cayman as well, because we're now launching the Seafarers Registry as well, so that the timing is perfect with Sea Sunday and that taking place at the same time.
That's correct. In fact, as you know, Celebrate Cayman have always been with us as well, but this year they couldn't because of the registry. So Denniston is in the BRAC for that launching in the BRAC. But you'll be talking to him in a couple of minutes anyway. So, all good stuff.
Okay, and I know, again, you are extremely grateful for all of those persons who assist. And you may want to mention, some of those sponsors again as well before we go to our 8 o'clock news.
Really?
Yep.
Well, it is incredible. As I said, I did not have to ask twice this year. And tears come to my eyes, to tell you the truth, when I think of the fact of all the work, the physical work that our sponsors are going to be doing. And most of them, in fact, have already said to me, come back next year, And, one thing we have, too, that the seafarers love. Cayman Airways has always supported us. And once again, they've given us tickets for a drawing, which we're going to be doing when the seafarers arrive. They'll get their little number, and we'll pull the ticket. We have 2 tickets this year, one to Miami and one to Tampa.
Okay.
And as I said, the seafarers love that. It's like a little competition to see who is going to win. So, yeah. And, as I said, as I mentioned the sponsors, I naturally remember our previous sponsors as well. And it would not happen without our sponsors because, Merle goes out and she begs. And my begging is very good. So everybody, it's an island-wide thing. It's a Caymanian thing. It's about our faith. It's about our love. It's about our encouragement and holding each other and all the good stuff. Just remembering where we came from.
Okay. Now I keep seeing Stella Maris. Coming
Maris,
up, yes. Can you talk about the role of Stella Maris in all of this? It says Stella Maris, formerly known as Apostleship of the Sea, one of the maritime agencies of the Catholic Church. Its teams of chaplains provide practical help and pastoral care to seafarers and fishers in the United Kingdom and around the world as well.
Well, Mr. Connor, this morning you really taken me into Catholicism.
Yeah. We want people to know about it.
Everybody knows I am Catholic. I'm totally Catholic. And Stella Maris, it means Star of the Sea. In fact, of course, we have our Stella Maris Catholic Church in Cayman Brac, which is very, very meaningful to me as well. And that's about our Blessed Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus. Oh gosh, there's just so much relevant to her in many different forms and different names and so on. Just the blessings, the care, the motherly love that she pours all over everybody, everywhere, What can I say?
Okay.
It's a vast world. You're taking me there when you take me into the Catholicism of it all.
Certainly. So we're going to go to our 8 o'clock news. So when we return, folks, the conversation will continue with Ms. Merle McGann talking about Sea Sunday, which will be celebrated on the 13th of July, this coming Sunday as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
The time on Radio Cayman is now 8 o'clock, and this time signal is brought to you by Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and Airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Fosters Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, Cayman right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
I'm April Cummings with your latest news. A man convicted of raping his ex-girlfriend will learn his fate later this month. Radio Cayman's Jevi Ebanks reports.
46-year-old Orlando Roy Simpson recently appeared before the Grand Courts for sentencing submissions after being found guilty of rape, threats to kill, and assault causing actual bodily harm against his girlfriend. Crown Counsel Orrett Brown argued for a 20-year starting point for rape under the Cayman Islands sentencing guidelines for a Category 2A offense, citing significant planning and prolonged detention. Brown also sought 3 years for the threats to kill charge, highlighting the use of a knife and psychological harm and a community order for the assault, which preceded the rape and lacked premeditation. Simpson's defense counsel, Christopher Brady, contested the categorization, calling his client's conduct unsophisticated and proposing a lower sentencing bracket of 15 years for rape and 10 to 19 years as an alternative range. Brown stated no reduction should be granted for an early plea, as Simpson was convicted after trial. Acting Justice Palmer will decide the sentencing on the 25th of July after reviewing all submissions. Jevi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
The National Roads Authority installs 2 new pedestrian crossings. It is part of the ongoing effort from the National Road Safety Committee to make the island safer and more accessible for all road users. The first crossing has been installed on North Sound Road directly across from the NRA offices. It will allow NRA staff to safely access a newly designated parking area across the road, reducing the risk to employees and improving overall traffic safety in the area. The second crossing is located on Elgin Avenue in front of the Walkers Building. The location was selected due to its high foot traffic and proximity to key businesses and government offices. The new crossing is expected to improve pedestrian safety in a very busy corridor of Georgetown. That is your local news at this hour. I'm April Cummings. Now to the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. A Palestinian official says indirect talks between Israel and Hamas are stalling, with a key sticking point being how aid should be delivered to Gaza during any ceasefire. The official said Israel was insisting that aid must still be distributed through the US and Israeli-backed private organisation GHF. Meanwhile, Gaza's civil defence agency says that 20 more people have been killed in Israeli airstrikes. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia attacked the country overnight with more than 740 drones and missiles, the heaviest single bombardment of the war by some margin. It said the main focus of the attack was the northwestern city of Lutsk. Elon Musk's X platform has deleted posts by its artificial intelligence account, Grok, after it began praising Adolf Hitler, making anti-Semitic comments in response to questions by users. X said it had taken action to prevent hate speech by the bot. Taiwan is embarking on its largest ever series of annual war games as it encounters a growing threat of invasion from China. Beijing claims self-ruled Taiwan as its own territory. Police in the Indian state of Gujarat say at least 9 people have been killed after a section of a bridge collapsed. The President of Kenya, William Ruto, has said anyone taking part in looting and arson during anti-government protests in the country should be shot in the leg. His comments come 2 days after deadly anti-government demonstrations in Nairobi. The Red Bull Formula One racing team has sacked its team principal, Christian Horner, after 20 years in charge of the organisation. The move comes after declining performance by the team and high-level internal disputes. 17 months ago, Mr. Horner was accused of sexual harassment and controlling behaviour. He was twice cleared of the allegations.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
We are in the hurricane season, and knowing what to do after a hurricane can be as important as preparing for the storm. After the passage of a hurricane, seek medical attention if it is needed at hospitals and clinics for those persons who are injured. Do not touch power lines and cables that are down. They may be active. Report them to 911 or the utilities emergency hotlines. Broken tree limbs should be removed from around homes or buildings if possible. This hurricane information has been brought to you by Breeze FM and Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
We have another weather update for you. A very good morning again. The temperature right about now is 89 degrees, but it feels like 87 with humidity at 79%. It has gotten less humid since this morning. Thank God for that. In the synopsis for today, expect widely scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms for the next 24 hours. Radar imagery shows isolated showers with embedded thunderstorms in and around the Cayman area, moving towards the west-southwest. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 40% chance of showers and some thunder. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s and winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Tomorrow, expect partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will rise to the low 90s with a heat index near 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. In our tides today, expect a low tide this afternoon at 2:47 and a high tide tonight at 9:50. Sunset later today will be at 7:06 and sunrise tomorrow morning at 5:55. The outlook is for similar weather conditions through to Friday morning. That is it for your weather update. This is Radio Cayman 89.9.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
All right, it is now time to take another look at what's happening on our roads this morning. We gave traffic updates about an hour ago, so let's see if anything has changed, all right? So let's start off with Edward Street, smooth flowing traffic at this time, and just about the same for Owen Roberts Drive and Shedden Road, smooth flowing traffic in all directions. Bumper to bumper traffic on Crew Road, which is expected at this time of morning. Earlier on, it wasn't like this at all, and I was like, yay, no traffic there. But yeah. We know how it is. We know how it changes quickly. So I do hope that you get to your destination on time. But if you are heading in that direction, expect some delays, all right? Expect some delays as well if you're coming from Huldah Avenue heading into the C&B roundabout. And if you're on West Bay Road in the vicinity of the Ritz, not much traffic. Let me see. Traffic is flowing smoothly in the direction heading towards the waterfront. So you should be fine if you're heading on West Bay Road, all right? If you're coming from the east, taking a look at the east-west arterial road, traffic is flowing smoothly. So not much delay until you get further down Crew Road, etc. And if you're coming from North Sound Road, expect a little bit of delay as there is steady but flowing traffic coming from North Sound Road into the Butterfield roundabout. And if you're coming off the Esteli Tibbetts Highway, not to worry. You shouldn't experience much delays at this time. All right? Let me just hop on over to Shamrock Road. Not much traffic at this time, so you should be good if you have to get to an appointment, if you're running an errand in that area. All right? It is 8:13 right here on Radio Cayman. Want to again say a huge thank you to Subway for sponsoring this traffic update.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Coca-Cola is available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're talking about Sea Sunday here in the Cayman Islands. This will be the 5th year of celebrating Sea Sunday. That conversation has taken place with Miss Merle McGann, who is the Sea Sunday organizer, and also she's the person who introduced Sea Sunday to the Cayman Islands, something that is celebrated worldwide, and we here in the Cayman Islands have started to celebrate it for 5 years now. So, Ms. Merle, again, for those persons who are just joining us, let's give the date, the location, and the time, and any instructions that we need to give to persons who may be either accompanying one of our seafarers or just simply dropping them off at the location.
Okay, well, again, it's very important to underscore it is not a public event. It is for members of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, their seafaring wives, obviously, and their caretakers coming along. The event begins promptly, please. Please be on time for 1 p.m. By 1:15, Mr. Denniston Tibbetts will ring the bell to call to order. And then, we start with our national song, our opening prayer, little speech. By 1:30, we will be serving a sit-down hot meal, which is, I hope I get to eat some this time.
You're going to be so busy, right?
Every year I don't get to eat. But I'm going to ask, actually, somebody to secure a plate for me this time. So we'll be going on. If you're dropping people off, I'm sure that, the ramp is already there for those people who are in wheelchairs. And there will be volunteers around to assist in any way you can. These volunteers, in fact, are from the Rotary Club, which, as I said, I'm overwhelmed with their support because I really don't have to do too much. It's just going to be a really, as usual, really, really nice, meaningful event. But I do ask, let's be on time, okay?
That's going to be extremely important. And then during the course of the event, after the meal is over, then people will have an opportunity to give their own personal testimony or, talk about their experiences or whatever.
The seafarers themselves tend to take the microphone while the meal is being served because, they're done eating, so they get up and tell us stories. And I mean, like last time we had unexpectedly, his name slips me right now, but from the BRAC, he brought a video of the transshipment, the former transshipment that we used to do. And that was absolutely incredible to see. We just don't realize what goes on, at sea and certainly around here as well. So it's their celebration, so they take the podium and tell us whatever they want. And then after the meal now, that's when the fun starts, right? Because I've got gifts for seafarers and for their wives. That's all compliments of CEL. And the decor is Trisha's Roses, Foster's, Kirk's. Have anything else that I needed, I run over and I get it. They've always been around for me. We're going to be recognizing the oldest seafarer in attendance. And as I said before, something that they love.
You're not banned, right?
I'm sorry, guys. That's a natural thing I do, and I can't think properly without a pen in my hand. So it's all going to be.
And in the past,
special.
in the past, what has the response been in terms of attendance?
Oh wow! Every year it grows incredibly because, one hasn't been able to attend whether they're sick or whatever. But then they hear, from the last one, April Cummings, Cayman Live TV, she had live streamed, so they were able to see what was happening. And so now, whereas then we had 130, this year I've been told to prepare for 150, right? So it's a busy time, and they come along. Thank God they come along too, because they give us the opportunity, to say thank you.
Okay. Let's make sure that we've covered everything. We're hoping that Mr. Tibbetts will call in as well. We're having some technical difficulties on our end, so the call has to come from outside as opposed to for us being able to call, in as well. So 1 p.m. start.
1 p.m.
Lunch will be served at 1:30.
Right.
And you will give some opening remarks, and I believe that you say that the premier will be offering a prayer as well.
The premier will do the opening prayer, and we're saying the premier. We can't help but say the premier. He is the premier.
Yes,
but it's a non-political thing. And Andre, by the way, he has been there every year for the 5 years. So, what can I say?
Okay. We do have a caller, not Mr. Tibbetts, but the caller wants to make a comment, so let's take the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, good morning, OC. It's Azita B.
Good morning. Hi, how are you?
Glad to hear from you.
So, the gentleman, Miss Merle, said she couldn't remember his name. He is Mr. Raymond Scott.
Thank
the guy
you.
that is always on the radio calling in to letting us know that ships are passing Cayman and stuff like that. So,
right. And come to think of it, there's a ship called Stella Maris, which sails by, and I understand that every time that ship goes by the Brac, from the sea, apparently they can see Stella Maris Church. So he toots the ship horn in saluting Stella Maris.
Wow, that's great.
Right, because as we know, Stella Maris is a big part of seamanship.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And by the way, Zita May, let me just say too, without this young lady, I don't know where I'd be, because she's still with St. Vincent de Paul, and my term of office is finished, and I'm doing other things, so I've had to disconnect. But without Zita May, who will also be there taking pictures as usual.
Oh, yes, she's always there, supporting everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the guys in the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, it's not that they're gone. They're still there, but I'm paddling my own little cardboard boat.
Yeah, so
I
just wanted to remind you of his name, because you said you didn't remember it. But because Mr. Scott, he plays such a big role in our seafaring community, with keeping us up to date. So, looking forward to Sunday, and reminding all the churches to participate with their seamen in church on Sunday or on Saturday.
Yep.
And
it would be good if they could have a special sermon just about the sea. And
that was in the invitation letter to them. So hopefully that'll all work out. I had good response from many of the churches that they will participate, and they're going to cater their sermons and their children classes around that. So that's great, because we owe so much to our seamen for all that they've done for the Cayman Islands. I always say they put Cayman on the map, and they're keeping Cayman on the map because their value and their expertise as being known as some of the best seamen keeps us on the map.
Certainly does. Ms. Zidamir, I want to thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For all that you continue to do as well. All that you continue to do.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. So I'm looking at this message on Sea Sunday that was sent out. I'm trying to see if it's not all that long. We could share it. Sea Sunday, dear brothers and sisters, once a year, Catholic communities around the world remember seafarers in their Sunday liturgy assemblies. Second week of July, in fact, opens with Sea Sunday, dedicated to a reflection that brings to the heart of the church the often invisible work of thousands of seafarers, people who spend much of their lives far from their families and communities, yet offer an immense service to the economy and the development of peoples. As memorably expressed in the Second Vatican Council's Constitution, Guardian of Peace, of which this year is the 60th anniversary, the joys and the hopes, the griefs and the anxieties of the men of this age, especially those who are poor or in any way afflicted, these are the joys and hopes, the griefs and anxieties of the followers of Christ. Indeed, nothing genuinely human fails to raise an echo in their hearts. So this is the Jubilee year also, Jubilee year, of it as well. Not sure what happened to Mr. Tibbetts. Maybe, we know in the BRAC, sometimes reception may be challenging. And there's no way, I could call him on my phone, but then have no way of transmitting that through Radio Cayman as well. Okay. We're going to try something else to see if we can link up with him before we close off as well. Meanwhile, I'm going to throw the mic back over to you, Ms. Merle, just to again remind people. I think the date, time, and location extremely important. Those who have been there before would know about it, and then there may be family members who people depend on to take them as well. So to remind them.
So seafarers and their wives and their caretakers, those of you who are members of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, it is this Sunday, 1 p.m. at Seafarers Hall, and it would be good if we could just start promptly on time because, we have fun and sometimes it can go on a little bit long. And, be there. Let's be there for each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't get Deniston?
Yep, we're trying something else to see whether or not we're able to. Any luck, Miss Basilia? Okay, it's ringing. Okay, Mr. Tibbetts, I believe we've been able to link up with you one way or the other because we're running out of time. Just want to give you an opportunity to say a few words about Sea Sunday. We know you're extremely busy over in the sister islands.
Yeah, we just got started with the meeting, but I excused myself so I could talk. Sea Sunday is always celebrated on the second Sunday of July, and that's why we're having it this year on the second Sunday, the 13th. It was inaugurated many years ago. I think Merle probably gave you a whole
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I don't really have to elaborate too much because, but Zita Mae Bodden, she circulated a memo to all of the churches, and we got a reply from John Gray Church down in West Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So me and a couple of people a couple of seafarers are going to that meeting, and they sent me the program today, and apparently they're expecting me. Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you. You're here.
They're expecting me to give a gist of why we ring the bell.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take part, and one of our seafarers will recite a poem about seafarers, and we're hoping that it'll be finished in time for us to continue down to the Seaman's Hall, Seafarers Hall, for the program, the Sea Sunday.
Okay.
The Sea Sunday thing starts at 1. And, well, like I said, Merle must have told you all about it.
Okay, we're going to let you go back to your head back to your meeting, and thanks for all that you do in terms of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, as well, and of course, hosting this event also, Mr. Tibbetts. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm sure she told you that it was part of the Catholic Church.
Yes. Yep.
She told you all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you too, OC. Thank you for what you do. But I don't know how else to explain it. I love being a seafarer. Because, as you know, my dad was a sea captain, and I was on the ship with him for a while, and I saw the world, but had to work for it because I couldn't afford to pay. So when I left university in Jamaica, I enrolled, and the rest is history. So thank you all so much. I take it you're coming on Sunday?
Miss Merle and I are discussing that. I'll try to, but hopefully I'll get off the bike in time.
All right.
Okay.
You take care. All the very best.
All the best. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Miss Merle, we're going to squeeze in some final comments before we go, off to our commercial break. Final comments from you.
I was going to say, for my dear Zita May and myself and a couple of others, we are going to Mass at 11:30 at St. Ignatius, and we continue immediately after Mass at 12:30 straight there. So anybody who wants to join us at Catholic Church, of course, the door is always open.
Okay, all the best, and I'm sure that it will be another memorable event for Sea Sunday as well.
I'm absolutely sure.
Okay.
And God bless you for having me.
No problem at all.
Having
Folks,
us.
please stay tuned. When we return, the phone lines will be open. Lots to talk about as well. For the record, we'll be back immediately after this commercial break.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Adelaide, what it is you have there in your hand looking at so intently on this porch?
These your shipping out papers, Paul. I saved them all these years. Don't know why.
Yes, they are important things that tell the story of us seamen. All the places we went and all the sacrifice we made.
And we sacrificed too. No man to help us manage the home, the grounds, the children. That was hard work. But what a joy it was when Annie came home.
Boy, Adelaide, we were brave people, stepping off of this beautiful rock onto the edge of the whole wide world. And you all here suddenly becoming financial managers and overseeing construction. Some strong women.
We set this country on the map for sure. Every bit of our modern foundation came from seamen's allotments and women's hands. I'm so excited we're going to be celebrated on July 10th at the Voices of the Sea, launching the Cayman Seafarers Registry. Come on, let's go pick out what we gonna wear. This can be a real figure, a good old time.
Celebrate Cayman at the Cabinet Office cordially invites one and all to come out to Voices of the Sea, launching the Cayman's Seafarers Registry to celebrate our seamen and our proud history of seafaring. Thursday, July 10th, 5:30 p.m. at the Veterans and Seamen's Association Hall in Cayman Brac.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Phone lines are open and we do have a caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning there, Mr. O.C. Connor.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How art thou?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah, listening to your first segment there, I think I spoke before on your show concerning that the government should sponsor such type events, like make it a big thing, make it a really, really big thing, and even create more things to display, showcase our heritage and culture, right? I'm so happy for the lady there and Mr. Denston, but that's only two. I know CDMA is big in it too, but I think we should, more people should come on board and make it, a really, really, really huge event. Display it in such a way that it gets to our kids, instill it in our kids. Because if we don't, the people that are here now will pass, and I don't think they're gonna take up a book and read about it. So if we can instill it in them from now, and like I say, even create more events to showcase our story and not just our glory, like Minister
McLean
used to say, So I think that's a great thing. But I will listen to you. I think it was yesterday, and you and Mr. Samamba or something like that. But a lot of that discussion, I hear them still discussing big time about point system. I thought they had we had voted to get rid of all that, and we were only accommodating people of descent, and marriage would be permanent resident with rights to work. You don't need no more than that.
Well, yeah, and you won't need the point system if all of those things are implemented. We were just talking about what is currently in place. We don't know what the new iteration is going to be in terms of the whole concept of permanent residence, and it is quite possible that there won't be a point system like we have now.
Yeah, I don't agree for that. I just think all actually we're giving no points to do anything. We just cutting that off, and whatever is good for the goose is good for the gander. I didn't mention about people in the pipeline. Well, whatever that is agreed on, they gotta have to abide by that too. Whether you apply before or after.
Yeah, and it depends on the whether or not the government wants to take a bold step, or how accommodating they want to be. Of course, there's always that hesitation in terms of possible litigation. And we heard Mr. Samamba say that there is case law has already been established in terms of any applications that may have been pending and any new legislation that comes into place. Once you address and say what the status of those applications will be, that can be the case. Like I said, it depends on the sentiments of our legislators.
You mentioned bold step. Yes, we do. It's time. It past due that we take bold steps, OC, because what about the bold step they took to implement where my nephews that was born after a certain time have to be acknowledged and their ancestors, their generational Cayman as far back as I have evidence of 1796. And I'm talking about not mixing, not even mixing outside of the district, completely Easterners. And now they have to be acknowledged. They have to be acknowledged when we have birth certificates as far back as 1882. 1882 in my family, we have birth certificate. Grandma Atlin, born in 1882 and died in 1983. But yet they have to be acknowledged. But yet somebody can be acknowledged by getting some points and claiming to have more rights, as one told me, than me, because I have a piece of paper who tells me who I am. The lady say you only have a birth certificate that only tells you where you were born. You could be anybody. You were just born here. She had the audacity, to tell me that. And she came here. She came in here not too long ago. I know when she came. And for her now to tell me that, I went to your good friend and your lawyer there, Dr. McField. And I mentioned that to him. I said I was so upset. He said, Lord Graham, I hope you didn't make an ass of yourself. I said, what do you mean? I hope you didn't carry on no conversation with her in any upstart way. I said, sure. I threatened to jump over the counter at her. I said, well, I'm here to tell you, she's right. He said, she's right. I said, well, it looked like I'll jump on top of you too. Yeah, he tell me, he said, she's right. And when you think about it, she's right. Big old certificate with one goal stamp on it, telling her exactly who she is. A certificate. We have a piece of little paper, and it one little flimsy piece too. You can go and get. No seal stamp on it or anything. And some of them don't even have our father on it. Yeah. Just have some mostly the mother.
Yeah, it's like going to the police station to get a police clearance certificate. They say, oh, you don't have any records, so we have to go and get a letter to say that we are Caymanian.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then talking about, I think you spoke about this before. Somebody comes here from Timbuktu. We don't know who they are, but just because they was on my island now for 6 months, then they get a clean police record in where we are concerned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they can use that police record even to go to Jamaica and apply for a U.S. visa, right? So what I'm saying is that everybody that comes here, I want 2 police records. I want you to send home, from where you come from every time you need one, and then you can get one from here too. Right?
Yep.
And for a matter of fact, that shouldn't be the case from here, because once you commit a crime here, we should send you home anyway. So if you do have a police record here, you shouldn't be on island. If there's anything against you, you should have been gone a long time. So yeah, because why I say you should get one from home. One of our good friends, I think might have assisted a lady from the Central America country to come here, and she got here, and during the COVID, people had to go back. She went back. Now she's been trying ever since COVID to try and get back here, but guess what? She's getting the real police record now.
Mm.
She have no help now. because the person that our friend that helped her is deceased now, so she have no contact to help her get that good police record. She getting the real one.
And what is that likely to reveal?
What do you think she's not here?
Wow. Yes.
See, so that's why I say that. The reason I say that was because of that coming to the forefront. So how many other people that are here will see with good police record, but has a bad police record?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, Ossie.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Phone lines will remain open. Toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. Other landlines, 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp number, 925-3261. Anything that you want to talk about this morning, please call in. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Phone lines are open. We have a caller and a WhatsApp number. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Connor. Happy Wednesday to you.
Good morning. Thank you. Same to you.
Thanks. It's always so enlightening and entertaining to listen to your previous caller.
Yes.
I wish more of our Caymanian people were like him. You know, he's always very insightful and certainly is a patriotic person at heart. And I enjoy listening to him. But I wanted to touch on a few points. I just kind of caught a bit of what he was saying. I wholeheartedly agree that we should not have to prove that we are Caymanians. When I myself went through what I call a traumatic time when I was returning from school, where I was literally instructed by a staffing agency to put my nationality on my resume. Now, you know, we haven't seen that in over 20-something, almost 30 years. I haven't seen where anyone had to put their nationality on their resume.
That's true.
But I did it nonetheless. And then I too, when I had signed up for education there, and further my studies there at the law school, I was asked to supply a letter acknowledging me as being a Caymanian, and then I learned that I didn't have to do it because it only applied for anyone born after 1979, but I had to do it for my kids.
It might have been 77. Could be 77.
Okay.
Because I think in 1977 amendment to the Caymanian Protection Law what they put in there that in order, if you were born in the Cayman Islands, you had to have one parent who was Caymanian and both parents domiciled in the Cayman Islands.
Right.
That's when the amendment was changed.
So I see after I went through all of that, and I eventually saw I guess I wouldn't say the benefit of it, but I saw sort of a reasoning behind it because it was able to give us a quick identification of proving that we are Caymanians rather than having to go through some of the other processes that we used to have to go through, and that I know you're aware of, being a past chief immigration officer. And so I sort of see a reasoning behind it, as tedious and such a turnoff as it is, and the good thing about it is it's free to have it done, but it is a time-consuming process. It's frustrating that we are in our own country and we have to demonstrate this while, other people don't have to go through the same process. And it feels like we are being pushed back against, in a manner of speaking. And this is where I think, I know, for instance, the United States doesn't have something similar to this, but there are other countries that do, in form of a national, the ID card. I think I spoke about this week before last on your show, because the ID card in and of itself will have on there, by law, it's mandated in the law that it would have on there your nationality or your status in the island, and that for me would be an easy access for the government to prove and our Caymanian people to have that. And it also allows for a form of identification in lack of a passport or a driver's license. And we don't have a national ID system, say, for example, as the U.S. does. So that card would also provide for that, for that benefit. We don't have a social security numbering system in the Cayman Islands either, which would also help to identify persons' citizenship and residency status on the island and so forth. So I hope that the government will.
But doesn't that the national identification, and I apologize for interrupting you there,
right,
but does the national identification card provide you then with a unique number which would be similar to a social security number? Because what the social security number is simply a number. Now there are details and data behind it, but doesn't the national identification card that we produce here provide a unique number as well?
Well, it evidently isn't in place yet, and the laws have been passed. But it would, from the act that I read, it would have a unique identification. Yeah. They're calling it an identification number, yes, which is, like you said, similar to the social security number. So that would be unique to anyone that gets the card. But then it'll also, and as you know more than I do, because you've lived in the States for so many years, the social security number is issued the same as this unique number would be issued. But it would be such, for me, now that we've reached a stage that we have in the Cayman Islands, I think it's time that we implement this, because it gives a chance to an easier access to prove who is who and what their status is on the island. And it also is a way of and I don't want to project as though it's a tracking system, because I know that there was campaigns that showed, that demonstrated that that's what it would be. It in a sense, it is what it would be, but that is, I think, where the Cayman Islands needs to needs to be at this point in our time, because we're having all of these issues. We're having different entities, especially our government entities and our banking system and so forth, and people overstaying and people committing crimes and people not having identification, that can't qualify for a passport. or that can't qualify for a driver's license and don't have a voter's ID card, and they may have or other persons, for example, that live on the island and working, their passports have expired from their native country, their driver's license expired from their native country, and they can't, they don't have the means to go back to their country at the time to renew those. And sometimes people use those for IDs. They I don't know if the work identification cards have pictures on them or whatever, but we need a formatted one-stop identification, because every other for the countries that don't have it in place, I did name a few countries week before last when I was on the show. For those that don't have it in place yet, they're in the process of implementing it, and it's some of the standard countries that we know of and we're familiar with on a daily basis. And so I think Cayman is basically, lagging behind in that regard, and it would, as the previous caller rightly said, how can you not say that someone is Caymanian after they've been able to produce that we have all of this documentation. Now, I know for certain that there have been people who have fabricated birth certificates as though they had ancestry in the Cayman Islands, and they derived Caymanian citizenship from that. I won't say which countries that I know that they are from, but I know that that is also something that has happened. I've seen the documents myself, and so that's another concern that I'm sure the government and the Department of Immigration, Department of Work has, and there has to be a mechanism in place that can help override some of these situations. In regards to the police record, I the previous caller, he's always so animated with his points, but we do need to. I'm not sure if he knows, but I think a person has to, as far as I can remember, has to be on the island for at least 6 months before they can get a local police record. And so that in itself creates, but I also know that internationally the police records that come from overseas has to be brought in from, they have to have, I think, a seal or a stamp from the country, and have to come from an official agency. I can't remember how it's worded in the act, but so it may not be that easy as it used to be to bring in falsified police records.
Well, unless we have a way of verifying the authenticity of it here in the Cayman Islands. Got about 1 minute before we go to our news caller.
Right. So I just slipped my last thought, but that's pretty much what I wanted to say at this point for some of those points the previous caller was making. And I also want to encourage the government to please review and enforce the Residential Tenancies Act. This is just as necessary and vital as what they're doing with immigration reform, because it's affecting the country almost in the same pattern, So I'll leave that with you. I wish I was good at speaking and articulating myself over the airwaves as the previous caller, but maybe
you'll get there. You're doing fine. You're getting there.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Connor.
Thank you very much, caller.
Bye-bye.
As well, one of our listeners wrote in and said, "Good morning. Great topic regarding our seafarers. Would be great to create a seaman's museum. If done correctly or done right, it could be a new and badly needed added tourist attraction as well." Yeah, and we know that there's a lot of memorabilia located at the Seafarers Hall as well. And again, so many possibilities. Some sort of collaboration between the seafarers and the museum, as well as our National Archives, and we could create something that is memorable, as far as our seafaring heritage is concerned as well. With that, we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, we do have a caller on hold. We will take that caller. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your latest headlines. Acting Magistrate Adam Roberts is sworn in by the acting governor and will serve in summary court through the end of October. Magistrate Kirsty Gunn, meantime, has taken on the role of acting justice in Grand Court through the end of the month. In international headlines, CARICOM leaders have given broad support for Jamaica to move forward with a petition to Britain's King Charles III regarding the issue of reparation for slavery. CARICOM chair and host Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the approach is being made to the head of the British monarchy in his dual capacity, which includes serving as head of state of Jamaica. According to Holness, King Charles III is being asked to seek a formal ruling from the Privy Council on whether the Atlantic enslavement of Africans was lawful under common law and whether local laws supporting it were valid. A union representing thousands of city workers in Philadelphia and the city have reached a deal to end more than a week-long strike that halted residential curbside trash pickup and affected other services. Nearly 10,000 blue-collar employees from District Council 33 of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees had walked off the job on July 1st, seeking better pay and benefits after failing to agree with the city on a new contract. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. That caller who was on hold, we welcome them to call back if they so wish. I think they may have hung up. One of our listeners has written in and said, why don't we register every eligible Caymanian from birth with the right to vote? That way a voter's ID would be available to every legitimate Caymanian. They can also have the necessary information attached to that identification. Yeah, that could work as well. It would mean a little bit more of a process when it comes to registration at birth, because a determination would have to be made once that birth certificate with all of the details in terms of the parentage have been submitted, then to have someone who will look at that data, make a determination based on past and current immigration legislation in relation to Caymanian status, and to make that determination at that point in time. But it is all possible. All we have to do is be willing to do so as well. In relation to the last caller, just want to pass some information on, and she did provide some of this information as well. So the in March of this year, here in the Cayman Islands, we began the issuing of the first copies of a new national identification card on a trial basis. They were issued to some key staff of the Ministry of Social Development and Innovation and the Department of E-Government. According to the announcement from the ministry, the pilot for the ID card started on February the 28th, following an approval of the ID regulations by the country's cabinet. Cayman Islands Identification Card Regulation 2025 signed on February 17th, and which is anchored on the Cayman Islands Identification Card Act 2022, spelled out procedures for applying for, issuing, renewing, replacing, or reissuing identification cards in the British Overseas Territory, that is the Cayman Islands. The digital ID card bill was passed at the end of 2022. As part of the trials, officials will focus on making sure the process unfolds smoothly, allowing
Yeah, I saw something circling just the other day talking about Cayman should come up with Cayman should come up with the green card like how America do. Did you saw that circling?
Don't recall. I mean, I've heard people mention it before, but I don't recall reading that one. I didn't read that.
Oh, okay. I'll see if I can find it. So I'll send it to you.
Okay, that would be good.
I'm going to be very ignorant and stupid at this moment. I need to ask a stupid question.
No question is stupid.
We have lots and lots of makeshift things on our road, driving, going left, right, center, east, west, and north. No lights, no license plate, and they're very, very dangerous the way that they are built, and you know, and the majority of these I'm talking about now is like lawn guys, and you have these persons with open back trucks carrying stuff, and it's like 2 or 3 guys, and they got these limbs hanging all down in the road, all on the side, up on top of the van, and I know that with 3 of them, they got to be 2 machetes somewhere around, that they could have chopped them in 2 and make sure they sat on the back of that truck properly, tied down, or cover up properly so it doesn't go elsewhere. You understand? So I want to know what kind of coverage, me as a full coverage individual, if one of these was to hit me with this trailer in the back that has no license plate, no lights, no nothing, and stuff hanging from it, who's going to be, are they going to be held responsible that don't have no license, no insurance to tie this makeshift 2x2 being pulled behind their van or the truck or the car or whatever they may have it pulled behind? What is our coverage on our roads knowing that we got insurance? How are we being protected by these individuals out here that I assume doesn't have any license because the pullings that they are pulling doesn't have no license.
Right, it's not licensed separately here.
So I mean, what's the coverage? My insurance gonna tell me, well, he hit you, or you hit him, and that piece that he had in the back, we didn't cover that because it was not implemented on the insurance when they came to take out insurance.
That is quite possible. That's quite possible.
I heard an agent telling a gentleman that his insurance does not pull no boat to go to the water. I mean, see, if we do not start nipping things in the bud here in this island, it's going to be dog eat dog, worse than what it is right now. I don't know what any government has in mind, or any police officer, or whoever who's in charge of this island, England,